Hello and welcome to Botch This Pod, where we cover everything from heels to faces and works to shoots. I'm Devin Jameson, and my co-hosts are Devin and Geronimo.
Yo.
And we're going to just cover a couple things, ranging from the Rumble to Elimination Chamber coming up over the weekend. But first, we're going to do a quick introduction and name a few things about our favorite parts of wrestling. So my name is Devin, and my favorite theme ever is Kane's Slow Chemical.
You know, I'm Devin, other Devin. My personal favorite theme is when Christian came back and Just Close Your Eyes. One of the greatest themes in wrestling history. Easily my favorite.
It's hard to dispute that one. It really is. It's your boy Geronimo, and my favorite theme is Whatever by Our Lady Peace. We're not going to name who had that. We aren't going to do it.
We'll let
We're
you
not
figure it out in the comments.
You guys can just look up the song.
Just give it a good listen.
The next thing that I wanted to ask you boys is, who is your current on the roster favorite active wrestler?
Oh,
All right,
man, I mean, one, there's the king of the luchadors, Dominic Mysterio. But it's hard to put anybody above Gunther right now. That's just me. Like he's the future of the business and still like the common link to the tradition of wrestling in general. Like, if you had to create a wrestler, that's the perfect one.
Yeah,
my opinion, at least.
I completely agree with you, man. I'm also in that same boat. I do think that Gunther is the best in the business. He is the best professional wrestler on the roster.
Consummate professional.
Right. I don't think he's the greatest superstar on the wrestler. I do think he is the best professional wrestler on the roster right now.
Like Michael Cole said when he tapped out John Cena, professional wrestling beat sports entertainment. Gunther is a professional.
Trapped like a botch.
My guy on the roster right now, I love him. Dirty Dom Mysterio. He's got the look. He looks like an everyday guy. When I watch him in the ring, it's really just like watching one of my homies from down the road in the ring, competing with John Cena, getting to hang out with Liv Morgan, doing a little bit of extracurriculars, if you tell me what. But like,
what?
Dom's a guy.
What?
Hey, man, all I got to say about Dom is he can get the ladies, man. You know, he got Mommy, he got Liv. Come on, bro. And who's next? Who's even next for Dom, bro?
He's just like me for real.
I think he's going after Roxanne next. It is just taking the position.
He's right.
I think
Judgment Day.
Nah. Maxine's next. Maxine has to be next. It has to be Maxine.
The Maxine Dom Mysterio combo would go wild.
We did talk about our favorite it's seemingly male professional wrestlers. Who's our favorite? So let's go on the other side of the card. Who's our favorite female wrestler on the current roster?
Oh man. And you know what? It's a lot harder because there is, I would say, like the competition for the best female wrestler across the board outside WWE, TNA, AEW, all of that. It's just so stiff because like they all really kind of bring it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different personality. Like there's no archetype as there is with like the male wrestler. You got the sleaze bag Dom. You got the heel, but he can back it up Gunther. Then you got the sniveling little, you know what, when you got people like the Judgment Day in there, and you got, like when it comes to the women, it's just like there's just so many different personalities, and they all like have that thing that puts them above other people too. You got like Jade, you've got Bianca, you've got Naomi, you've got Toni Storm, you've got Thunder Rosa. Like you got so many people who are just like all the women, I would say right now, which is way different than when we were kids. You got so many women that make you want to watch wrestling.
Right, the divas when we were kids were definitely not some of the best.
Hey, you know what? They were professionals, but the game has evolved so much. Hey, no pun intended. No pun intended.
I think we truly are in the golden age of women's wrestling.
Dude, like all of these women are the best thing since the Fabulous Moolah.
100%.
But who is your favorite though?
God, like that's the thing, is like picking a favorite's hard. Me personally, like I might sound like that one guy that has an attachment to a very mid-level athlete as a kid when I say this, all right? But I'd say like my favorite active women's wrestler to watch, Ivy Nile, 100%. That's my dog. She is a fucking pit bull when she gets going. Her or Natty, like they always have me watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, knowing you, Mo, that's exactly like I knew that's what was coming out. Those are your style
Yeah,
of
yeah, for sure.
entertainers.
Yeah,
Personally, I think my favorite to watch in ring is Io Sky. I think she's very
very
entertaining in
solid,
ring.
very solid.
Yeah, like unfortunately, like when I see her with Rhea, it kind of undermines how popular she is with the fans because they go crazy for Rhea. They always will.
Oh yeah.
But when she's by herself, they go almost as equally crazy.
I mean, there's a reason why Rhea hasn't been EO yet, you know?
Yeah. She's the genius of the sky. She is so entertaining, but outside of the ring, there's nobody better than Liv Morgan. She is so hilarious on the mic. I think she is beyond entertaining. She can talk. Like, she pulls this character of an annoying, that annoying girl from school. Like, she's gonna be better than you, and she's gonna be annoying about it.
And she's gonna remind you that you're
The
below
whole
her.
time. She's gonna remind you.
The whole time.
If I'm going me personally, and I don't think you guys know this about me, but I'm saluting my baby girl, Chelsea Green.
She is the reason why, like, your spot on the card doesn't matter. It's about what you do at that time. And she is a master of, like, using her time effectively. Like, 30 seconds, 30 minutes, doesn't matter. You're going to talk about Chelsea Green afterwards.
Yep.
100%.
And that's the thing. I mean, like, you think about Chelsea Green, and she doesn't win a whole lot, right? We know that. But she makes other superstars look so good in her matches.
And she looks good too.
Yeah, and she looks great too. She is a technical wrestler that understands the business. She doesn't care about going over. She just wants to make sure she's putting out the best product possible. And that's what she's done her whole career. And that's why I love Chelsea Green.
Very sad she's injured. Very sad she's injured.
Now, okay, we talked about our favorite wrestlers, at least active. Now, my next question for you guys is, who's your all-time favorite wrestler?
There is nobody more important to my life in wrestling than Jeffrey Hardy, my favorite wrestler of all time, and I don't think it's that close. I do not think
Don Various Hardy.
Yeah. It's so sad that he just retired the Swanton Bomb, man.
Yeah. Again, it's such a move on the body. It really is.
When you've done the Swantons,
he's retiring
you do the
that's
Swantons
fine.
where he's done the Swantons off of, you're allowed to retire it.
Onto his own brother, who was literally
begging him to quit
to a table.
Off of the top of an entryway.
Off of 18th. What was he on that? How big was that thing? When he dove on Randy Orton on a random Monday night.
Yeah.
Jumping off the Titantron, all that, man. Like, yeah, if you want to see him do more Swanton, it's almost selfish at this point, bro. He's giving you every Swanton he can give you.
He's giving you every Swanton Bomb in the book.
Now we got Leon Slater doing that.
Yeah, Leon Slater. His 450 Swanton is amazing, bro.
Yeah, like,
amazing.
It's crazy how, like, he can make it look like two moves at the same time.
Because
like the Swanton setup, the 450 finish, and you see clearly the Swanton setup.
And he somehow, like, speeds up when he's flipped. Like, he's going a certain speed when he's.
It looks like those creative finishers back in, like, SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. You know what I mean? Like that creative finisher where it just doesn't even look real. It looks like you just kind of halt in the air for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, man. He is definitely the next generation, and his Swanton is phenomenal. But if it's me,
I love that
I'm going with my favorite wrestler of all time, the rated R super. Ever since I was a kid, I loved Edge, and I just loved him, man. Like, I didn't care that he was a heel. I didn't care. He in ring, and again, I will come out and say this. I was looking through rose-colored glasses about Edge's spear. I very much said that I loved Edge's spear. And now that I've been watching more and more wrestling over the past 5 years, it is just it's awful. It is awful. It's one of the worst spears of all time. I think my nostalgia was the one that was playing it, just to make it look better.
No, I think you're thinking about that TLC match too much. I think that's really what it was. You're thinking about that TLC match way too much.
That was pretty incredible. But I love Edge. I've always loved Edge and Adam Copeland in AEW. You know, do I think that, he's ever going to come back to WWE? No, I don't. The only time that would have ever happened is during the John Cena retirement tour, and obviously.
Oh man, what a!
I don't think it will ever happen.
I think he's going to ride off to the sunset here pretty soon, and he's given a lot to the company. He's given us a lot of memories. most of them being terrible spears, but
Most of them being terrible spears. And also, fornicating in the ring.
yeah.
Hey, man, first time I ever saw a titty on TV.
And he had a better finisher with the execution. He had another finisher.
He had a better finisher with the live sex celebration.
Oh, man. What about you, Geronimo?
Man, well, you know me, I am a sucker. I am a sucker for the original ECW. Like, I say Sabu is a pretty big influence on my life. And like I feel like anybody who knows me would think like Sabu would be like my favorite. Man, that guy, like, he's the reason why like I stuck with wrestling so much. Like, I watched like my first Sabu match when I was like, I want to say 5. My dad had a VHS tape of like one of the pay-per-views that he recorded or something like that. I just fell in love with Sabu. For me, top 10 themes of all time was Sabu's theme, all that. But like close second, and it might sound blasphemous, close second, like again, personally, I'm not gonna say best wrestler, but my personal favorite, close second has to be Kurt Angle though.
Oh,
Has to be Kurt Angle, peak
suck.
Angle.
You
You
suck.
suck. You
But-
suck.
Kurt Angle's time is such an underrated all-time great. Like, obviously, we give him his flowers, but his time
His
in
best
TNA,
years in
I would-
TNA.
you- him and AJ Styles saved that company.
Him,
they would've
AJ,
gone-
Samoa Joe,
Yes,
Sting.
yes, Samoa Joe,
you know.
Sting.
beer money.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
beer money.
But Kurt Angle, I remember hating him before he left. I remember I was one of those, you suck. Hated him.
And you meant
Hated him.
it. And you meant
I
it. How
meant it with
dare
my
you?
whole
How
soul.
dare you?
I did not. But he came back once I heard that TNA theme. I was like, uh-oh, this guy's serious business.
Actually, wait. Before, I don't want to sidetrack too much, but which one was better? Gold medalist or medal? Like, which one do you think was better? His WWE or
The Gold
TNA
Medalist
theme?
is a better character fitting song, but his TNA theme is just, in my opinion, a better wrestling theme song.
Like when you hear that little like, bro,
You know it's Kurt Angle.
you know he's about to do a fucking front flip off that goddamn stage.
I'm gonna put you in an ankle lock with a broken freaking neck.
About to moonsault off the
Freaking
fucking
neck.
steel cage.
He's one of the GOATs, man, in TNA and in WWE, in my opinion. You don't have wrestling in this day and age without Kurt Angle.
You cannot tell the history of professional wrestling without Kurt Angle.
Such a great
The one who will
storyteller in
not
the
be
ring.
named, unfortunately.
Such a great storyteller in the ring, though, Kurt Angle.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Such a great
so
storyteller.
underratedly hilarious.
I don't think it's underrated. I really don't.
Maybe
think-
maybe I'm looking at it when I was a kid, didn't find him funny at all.
Oh,
Hated him.
crazy.
But watching it again as an adult, I was like, oh, I was wrong. I'll
You mean
admit it,
tell me
I
that
was
you were
wrong.
straight faced thinking about Jimmy Crack Corn? You're crazy. You're absolutely insane. Get this man locked up. Actually, get out of my, get out of here. Get out of here.
So on the topic of all-timers, what's our favorite all-time match? Doesn't have to be WWE. It can be anything.
I'm gonna say 1997. I think it's like Born to Be Wired, Sabu versus Funk for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship, the barbed wire match. So that's up there. It's hard to choose one favorite match. My other
it
two
is.
favorite matches are on the same card. The other one being Cena versus Orton versus Triple H at WrestleMania 24. That I think one of the best triple threat matches of all time. Like perfectly paced, perfect ending to me. Perfect ending, like the right person won, and the storytelling the whole way through. And then the actual most perfect match of all time, WrestleMania 24, Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair.
The I'm sorry, I love you.
Bro, I say that every time when I have to spank my dog for trying to eat my food.
I'm sorry, I love you. Bah.
Yeah.
I think my all-time favorite match, I always come back, is the TLC at Mania, Edge Christian, the Dudley Boys, and the Hardys. One of my favorite matches of all time, a spot fest. I love them. I love a spot fest. I think that's one of my all-time favorite match. I'll watch it 1,000 times in a row.
I think there's just
one
no
of the best.
topping that TLC match. Like, I don't think
There
there's ever
isn't.
going to be another TLC match that's going to be better.
Another
I know
one-
that this is gonna sound so extremely basic of me, but Cody and Roman at WrestleMania 40 was a spectacle. It was an incredible show. I haven't really watched a lot of the other things outside of WWE in my life, and that's something that's going to change. But it was an absolute banger of a match. I just felt like it was perfection. It was.
It had everything you want in a wrestling match.
It had everything you wanted in a wrestling match.
Yeah.
But my other one, and this one's a little bit deeper of a cut, Gunta and Ilya Dragunov at NXT TakeOver.
That's a good one.
That is a type of match that was made for people like me.
Just to beat him up.
You just want to
Just to
see
beat
people
'em
just
up.
beat the piss out of each other. Like,
Like, one of my
Oh.
another all-time. It's gonna sound wild. I think I've reflected on it enough now. Gunther versus John Cena in the retirement match is one of my favorite matches because of the emotion it evokes in me when I watch it. I
Oh,
get
yeah.
the sense of sadness watching John Cena give up. I get a sense of hope when I see him rallying back and then going back into the sleep. It sent me through such an emotional roller coaster. And then at the end, my childhood went away. I was able
Yeah.
to have an emotion with this match that I don't think I've ever had any other emotions for any other match.
I think that's like the first time. Like after that, I was like, I'm an adult now.
Yeah,
I'm no longer a child. All of my youth has now disappeared.
I'll admit it. I was sitting on the call with the boys crying big boy tears.
Oh, dude, yeah, I was crying. I was sobbing. I was watching with my dad. He asked me if I needed a hug. I was like, no, get away from me. Don't touch me right. Vulnerable.
And it's, again, it might not have been a technical masterpiece. The whole run might not have been great, but the emotion it evokes in me, it has to put it above pretty much any other match.
Had the opposite emotion I had when Goldberg got retired.
Just tears of joy. Tears of joy when Goldberg got retired.
There was relief. There was relief.
And you think about Gunther, bro. Like you think about this man being the career killer, right? And that's the moniker that has been bestowed upon him. And I think it is like the perfect thing for him to do, not having a title on him.
Yeah. Just go end, guys.
Where does it end? That's the problem that I see with it.
It ends in 2042 when he retires himself in a match.
Yeah, exactly.
He will wrestle himself as a hologram, and he will tap out.
Nah. Hot take. Jey Uso retires.
Tap him out.
Tap him out to the rear naked.
Humble that boy.
He taps him out again.
Nah, but real talk. Another banger of a match that I feel like we are forgetting because of how much time has went away and because of the people involved in it. 16 Survivor Series, Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg.
I can't remember that match.
The ultimate return to Goldberg squashed Brock Lesnar 72 seconds.
Okay, now
like that to me is the perfect example of a short match that still tells a story and still gives you a reaction. Like, you can watch it again and it's like, damn, no bread, no water, just me.
I can live my life never watching another Goldberg match.
You sound like Bret Hart right now.
Luckily for you, he is retired.
Yeah, you better thank Gunther. You better thank Gunther.
Yeah, you better thank your ring general.
Thank you. Thank you, ring general.
Okay, so we've gone through a lot of, our favorites and who we are as people when it comes to wrestling. But what I do want to talk about is something that happened earlier this month, and that is the Royal Rumble. All right, in the last time that we spoke, we went over our introductions and who we are as wrestling fans. Some of us have been watching wrestling for a very long time and know a lot more. Some of us are surface level, like me. I'm more of a WWE guy. I don't really watch too much of the independents, but that'll change. But now I want to talk about something that happened earlier this month, and that is the Royal Rumble. So we know that Liv and Roman are our respective winners. And we know that Roman is going to go after CM Punk because he, quote, hates him.
Fair. I do too.
Apparently, everybody just hates CM Punk. It's happened in AEW. It's happened in WWE multiple times. So everybody just hates CM Punk, which is completely understandable. I just want to know what your guys' thoughts are on the winners. I know it's a pretty hot topic when it comes to both of these winners, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
I think, first of all, with Roman winning, I'm glad he went towards CM Punk versus Drew, because if it was Roman versus Drew, I'm gonna like 100% go with Drew. Like I'm not gonna want to see Roman win that. But
I do agree with that.
But with Roman versus going against CM Punk, it's like, ooh, I don't know who I want to win more, and now I'm more invested in this program. For me, I'm not gonna speak for you guys, but like that's for me, because I feel like if Roman went against Drew, in my eyes, Drew should have beaten Roman every time they went against each other if it wasn't for that damn bloodline, And like, and I, of course, kayfabe, you know, like I'm talking, but it's like, you know, like whereas like with CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, like the stuff that happened earlier with that triple threat match that involved Seth Rollins, the War Game stuff, the stuff that CM Punk has said in the past about WWE and the people who were working for WWE that were trying to carry the company in his absence, and like my completely biased and undying love for CM Punk versus the reality of the situation. You know, it's like it's gonna be a very interesting program, and I can't even tell you who I think should win or is going to win. That's my take on who won. You could say a whole bunch of other people should have won that Royal Rumble match. You know, like there's stake for Oba Femi to win. Shit. Give it to El Grande Americano. The greatest wrestler of all time.
They proved it last year with Jay that they will give guys who seemingly don't have a real shot a shot. So, you know, you could have said El Grande. I wouldn't have believed you, but I wouldn't have been stupid surprised. But
hey, it still would have been better than Alberto Del Rio.
I think Roman winning, honestly, the best decision for the company and for entertainment value. I can't think of another competitor in the Rumble that would have had a better storyline going in with CM Punk. Like, obviously, everyone thought initially Braun Breaker was going to win the Rumble. We had just seen that match. Obviously, we're liking the progression of Braun as both in the ring, on the mic, all of it getting better. He's not Roman Reigns. He's not drawing a crowd like Roman. He doesn't have the aura of Roman Reigns.
Yeah, like you know,
Roman Reigns versus CM Punk is night 2 WrestleMania main event. It wrote itself when he he went on the podcast before saying they're not building new stars. This is definitely him just saying, all right, I guess I got to run this. And that's what he's going to do.
And if you remember, I was going to say, if you remember in the Rumble when Jay came out and run it back. And then, you know, it started up again and Roman just, you know, clocked him right there. He's like, you know, you're not ready to do it. You were never ready to do it. There is no reason for you to win this. I guess I got to do it all myself again. And that is just the way that Roman is. He said, okay, well, fine. You know, nobody else wants to carry the company. I guess I'll do it again.
Like, the idea to run it back in a Royal
Roman
Rumble.
and Jay was brilliant.
It was.
In the Rumble.
It was an incredible talking point during the Rumble. Honestly, I wish personally that somebody would have just dumped Jay over the top when he was eating, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't make me turn to Rikishi about this, man. Don't make me do it.
You're not giving my son a chance.
Man, well, okay, yeah, old man yelling at the wind, bro, Rikishi.
And I think Liv winning just wrote itself. She's clearly
so many times was the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah,
you know, and like putting in spectacular effort. Yeah, all the ability in the world, and like I don't think there are very many other women that deserved it as much as Liv deserved it.
Like she could sell the hell out of anything. She's in the ring, she's great. She's not the biggest or the fastest. She puts on great matches and she sells like no one's business.
And just how far she's come since her debut on the main roster. Like I could not stand it at first, but then like just over time, just seeing how much better she got at the craft, you know, with the promos, with the character, with the wrestling, with the everything in between. It's just you can't even deny that she belongs at the top. Yeah.
I think on that topic, you know, let's Devin, go ahead.
It's very similar. One thing I like to compare her with Roman specifically is their facial actions in the ring. Like they tell a story in the ring with facial reactions to things, like a part of the selling the move. But even during the match, talking shit, they're making faces. They get hit with the move. Oh, they're selling it the whole time, and it's really like selling it in the face, like Dolph Ziggler did it too. Like it makes the whole experience feel more like a show and more entertaining. Like it's one of the most underrated aspects of her craft.
Yeah, and on that note, I do want to talk about the Women's Rumble, and who we thought impressed the most, and for me that was Lash Legend, and Sol Ruka. Mm-hmm. They were absolutely phenomenal in that match. Lash coming in and being that big powerhouse and showing everybody that she's here and she's ready, and just being able to topple over people. About that. But yeah, I thought that spot was incredible because, I mean, yes, we know that Nia Jax has obviously, you know, lost some weight, but she's still a big person, and to be able to do that is absolutely incredible. But Lash she came out and she balled, and that was really cool to me. And then Sol Ruka, doing the double soul snatcher was really cool to watch in that spot. I thought that the end of the Rumble with her was, a little here or there. Even she came out and said something about that. But, we'll touch on that a little bit later. But I wanted to ask you guys, what was your thoughts on the Women's Rumble overall?
I think Jordan Grace was a standout. I think that Maxine Dupree was great to see. It's again, like I've been saying, like the ability of the women in general, especially in WWE, in my opinion, it's just like, it's so hard to be like, oh, only this person can win, because like they all are just so phenomenal. It's to the point now where like you don't even think about how long Bianca's been gone.
Yes.
Right.
Like, and like there's a time when everyone was starting to hate on Bianca for always being at the top, and now it's like like we haven't forgotten Bianca, but it's like her absence isn't a complete like void now.
Yeah.
It's just so many entertaining women on the roster with their own personalities, with their own storylines, with their own character work and all of that.
And I think what you said earlier when we were giving our introductions, I do believe that women's wrestling is the best that it has ever been. We have more stars than ever. We have more versatility than ever in the women's roster. And it doesn't matter if one of the women at the top are gone, because we have so much talent everywhere on the women's roster. Like like you and I the other day were talking about how the entire women's roster that should be at the top are all in the tag division. Like, what are we doing with that? But it just shows the versatility and the depth of the women's roster, and it's amazing. It's a great time to be a women's wrestling fan specifically, because there is so much depth.
And I think
it's come a long way from being the bathroom break of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I think Lash was clearly
that's Sami
Zayn. Lash was clearly the
Just
MVP.
say that for the hot takes, baby.
No, that is sure. That's my hot take. I don't care how many Canadians hate me for it.
Lash MVP, clearly. Most eliminations. She looked great doing it. I've been watching since her call-up, and she's just been improving week after week. It's clear, like, again, I feel at this point she's wasting her time in the tag division. She should be fighting with Jade, fighting even with Julia for the United States. She's clearly already ready for a singles title. She's got the character. And, she's getting booed out of the buildings. Perfect. That's what she's supposed to be getting.
It's not go-away heat. And it's not go-away heat. It's just like she's
you're
doing
a bad guy, and we're
right.
going to boo you for being a bad guy.
Doing something right.
I think Sol Ruka doing the double soul snatcher. I can watch the soul snatcher 1,000 times. Like, it's impressive.
It's one of the coolest moves in wrestling, period.
It's so impressive how she can do that. It was great. I think the eliminations of specifically Alexa Bliss was great, with Charlotte eliminating her. Kind of frustrated it hasn't led to literally anything at all. But
not yet.
No, it was an accident, man. You can't.
That's true.
Can't get mad about accidents.
I think the Women's Rumble was interesting. Again, we'll talk about
like with Liv eliminating Raquel, that was
right.
Super.
Yes,
bro.
I did like the way that they approached that on the weekly afterwards, and Liv was basically saying, you already have a title opportunity. Like, we could bring them home to the Judgment Day now. So it gives a little bit more of that dynamic, but who knows? Like, does Raquel actually feel that way, or is she just going along for the ride?
Yeah. I think another woman who's significantly improved over the year and had a good showing is Raquel. Like, she's so much better than she was 2 years ago.
Like, we all know I have been a huge advocate. I have been a huge advocate for Raquel. I said this should be the next Diesel, but even better. Like, what are we doing? Why is she eating these pins? Why is she just standing there? Why is she not saying anything? Why is she just like, why? And now it's all coming together. Everything is starting to come into place. Now you feel her presence. Because as a face before the Judgment Day, just boring, bland, flavorless. And then as a heel, boring, bland, flavorless. And you could see so much of that potential. You could see so much of her stature. Like, you can see that how much of a good role player she could be if she just found that missing piece. And I think that when Liv was gone and then Roxanne got called up, that was the time for her to really put on. because
she
the
did.
Judgment
Yep,
Day
and
was
that's what I
still
was-
hot back then, you know?
Yeah,
And
that's what I was just about to touch on. It literally took Liv getting hurt to propel Raquel into that spotlight.
and I'm beyond ecstatic that she's getting all of this time just to like show out, you know, like I will never stop advocating for Raquel. Like I will be just like Drake caping, man. I'm gonna come to the defense every single time. You can't tell me that she's doing anything wrong.
You know, another good.
I completely agree with you, man.
You know, and then Tiffany coming back. She, you know, had a solid showing. She came back. We were glad to see her back. Honestly, forgot she was hurt. That's another reason.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, the surprise entrance. You know, we got Brie Bella coming back. With the Bella twins now possibly going after that tag gold. But we got her back and we got Tiffany back. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we didn't really get to see too many returns during the Rumble, but I think the
that's
returns
also
that
a good thing. I kind of think that's a good thing. Because granted, you could really, really like say like, oh, I miss seeing so and so from back in the day doing it one more time. But it's like you got all these guys on payroll.
Yeah.
All these guys that could use some more time on TV, use some more time on the PLE. Like, you got these guys here. You've got the talent. Why ask someone who hasn't been in the ring in over 10, 15 years to come back? I was really happy about that, especially in the men's Rumble, because that is always the easiest one to just pull a name out of a hat for, you know?
A nostalgia trick. Just pull some nostalgia out for you.
Yeah, what's the Godfather doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really good. I mean, realistically, the surprise entrance that we got was Powerhouse Hobbs in the men's Rumble, and
Who's that?
Royce Keys. Sorry, Royce Keys.
Royce Keys.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
The man with the
I was mistaken. But they did show that his name was Powerhouse Hobbs and then changed it. But Royce Keys was kind of our surprise entrance in that men's Rumble, and realistically,
And Mr.
it was
Iguana.
fine.
Mr. Iguana.
And Mr. Iguana, but he's not. It wasn't a mystery entrant.
It was
I
mystery,
put him
but I
as an
definitely
entrant.
didn't
I knew
expect
he was
it.
going to be in it.
La Parka. Never would have thought we'd see that.
No, I would have never thought that Laparco was going to be in the Rumble. That was not something that I would have ever guessed.
But hey, I'm happy it happened. I'm so happy that AAA is getting the American viewership and global viewership. You know,
Agreed.
like AAA. I've been a fan of AAA for a while too. Like I've been watching El Hijo de Vikingo matches since I don't know, probably 2015, 2016. That's how I got into AAA. Cause I used to see clips of him all the time. I was like, oh, I gotta check this out. And going through that rabbit hole and now seeing it where it is now, it's more than deserved, because now we get to see Octagon, we get to see Aerostar, we get to see Laparco, we get to see Mr. Iguana, there's a Psycho Clown, we get to see all this other talent that, in my opinion, should be household names. Should
Names
be.
People in a company
El
wouldn't
Grande
have
Americano,
El Grande Americano. Whew.
the greatest luchador ever.
been doing it for, 60 years?
He's been around for
100
years.
I mean, he's probably the greatest right underneath Dom Mysterio.
That's true.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
He is the king of the luchadors.
Yes, he is.
El Rey de Luchadores, man.
We got our masked man again. Just like at War Games, we got another masked man. I think them leaking Braun being the number one entrant kind of had to fix something. I don't think that would have been the original spot if he was the number one entrant.
Yeah, that leak, who knows, if that was work or not. But either way, I mean, basically 1 and 2, interchangeable, right? But really the only difference is that at least if you're 1, you kind of get the high ground. And we saw that happen with the masked man coming in and attacking Braun before he even got in the ring. I swear to you, I think that Triple H probably has some stake in a clothing warehouse somewhere where maybe he ordered 1,500 units of black t-shirts, black hoodies, and black pants, bro. I swear, he loves using the masked man. But
what do you guys think it is?
I think it's a clear answer.
That's a tough one, man.
I think it's a clear answer.
I don't think it's a clear answer. I think it could be one of a few people, but my guess is it's Adam Pearce.
I think it's El
I
Generico.
also think it's Adam. Who?
El Generico.
El Generico.
We haven't seen El Generico in a number of years. I mean,
At all. Any company.
where's he been?
Training El Grande Americano.
Training. You're so right.
But I think, we saw it at War Games, the Masked Man, and I hadn't seen one in a good amount of time. I can remember at least a masked man, and I was like, this just reminds me early wrestling when I was growing up. I love a masked man. I really do. I think it's so silly.
I know. I haven't seen this many masked men since like the Randy Orton road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
SmackDown versus Raw.
97 overall masked man. He was impossible to defeat. I think I like the aspect of a masked man. We knew it was Austin Theory because you saw them cheeks. And you didn't that's Theory.
It's crazy. Like so many of the fellas like, I know that ass anywhere. That's Austin
I know
Theory.
That ass anywhere.
Like
that's Austin Theory.
The only thing we could see was a soul patch. You know who has a soul patch? Adam Pearce.
R-Truth. Oh,
R-Truth.
But,
it's Bad Bunny, chat. It's Bad Bunny.
My God, it was always Bad Bunny.
And unfortunately, you have to see Rusev get eliminated like a sack of potatoes. Let's go.
Man.
Sadness.
Insane the kind of work that they.
What are they doing to our boy Rusev, man?
I love
we're all Rusev enjoyers here.
The nerve to do that on Rusev Day.
Yeah,
on
the
Rusev Day.
Absolute nerve to do that on Rusev Day.
These bookings from Triple H, man.
Braun got stomped and then thrown in the ring and didn't get eliminated as fast.
If we're gonna talk about dominant and we're gonna talk about quick getting tossed out, we got to talk about Obafemi, right?
The ruler. He's the man.
That guy is gonna be money. He's going to be like the same beast, but a different animal when it comes to like people like Brock Lesnar. Like, there's never gonna be another Brock Lesnar, but if we need a role player, someone who is going to snap win streaks, someone who's going to like just break hearts for the whoever else's favorite that goes against him, like someone who is just a guaranteed shoo-in, like without a shadow of a doubt, the guy who is going to win. Like that guy is just great. And again, he's another example of if you built a wrestler from the ground up, like who do you want? That guy is that guy.
Big, strong, and fast.
Big,
muscles,
strong, fast, intensity. The intensity that he shows off, and the look, the confidence, the swagger coming to the ring, how he's able to exude that self-assuredness. That guy is, it's great. Like if you was watching wrestling between 2016 to 2020, you weren't sure how the future was gonna look for this business. But I mean, when you got people like Obafemi, Rick Williams, Carmelo Hayes out here doing their thing, like Lash Legend,
Javon
Evans, like when you have people out here now,
Joe Hendry,
you know that like the business is gonna be all right when you have people like this who got nothing but time ahead of them.
At such a young age.
All of them, very young,
like living in the time where all of the champions are old dudes, except for Drew. Drew's not that old, but like only old. Like I think no WWE champion has been born after 2000.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
27 years old now, or 26 years old. We haven't had a wrestler under 26 be a champion.
And you also like with Javon Evans, he says that he wants to be the youngest champion ever. He wants to take that title from Randy, and I do think he's gonna do it. He has like 3 more years to do it, and I think within those next couple years, I really could see Javon Evans, climb into the top, man. That dude is so talented. He's a freak show. That's that spot where he intercepted. Who was it that he intercepted on the ropes?
I want to say it was Ryo.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest spots that I've seen.
I think that was in a long while, man. The coolest thing I've seen since Logan Paul and Ricochet met in the middle.
Fantastic spot.
I will say that's probably the coolest thing
incredible.
I've seen since then.
It was flawless execution. He was able to perform that with no issue at all. It's just what he does, bro. He's bouncy.
Again,
and so young to understand too.
Yes.
I mean, like Roxanne Perez, so young to understand how it works, the psychology, and it's only supposed to get better from here. Yep. It's only supposed to get better. I'm excited to see how these people play out.
We're in a real golden age of young wrestlers right now.
We've been talking about a lot of young, predominantly African American young wrestlers. So that means we have to talk about Brock Lesnar.
It's February.
We got to talk about Brock Lesnar.
Oh, no,
no selling Ilya's moves at all, just laughing at his face.
Yeah,
Like-
that no sell on the chop, man. I mean, I kind of understand it. Like
He's not
Ilya's
like-
chops are. He's not like the chop guy, but
The sound.
this is also Brock Lesnar we're talking about. It doesn't matter how old Brock is. If Brock wants to no sell something, you let him no sell it.
I just think, like, real talk. I mean, when you think about Brock Lesnar, this is a guy who is UFC champion, beat Randy Couture,
a
Martin
slap on the
Hunt,
chest is nothing.
Frank Mir. Like, just an
Real
absolute apex alpha male. Like, he is
Alpha male
the
of our
alpha
species.
male's alpha male.
Again, he
Like,
could
he's
beat
the
a
top
bear in a
1%
fight and
of
start.
the 1%. Like,
I'm giving it to Brock. If we're going 100 gorillas versus Brock, I'm going Brock.
I'm going Brock. Like he probably eats about a metric unit of me in protein every day. Like, this guy is like it's Brock. I understand, Ilya, and just again, like, a
And then the
reason
moments he
why
had-
the future is secure. But, like, that's Brock, man. That's just Brock.
Yeah.
And then he had his
But-
moments with Oba.
Yep. Which, we'll fantasy booking that at WrestleMania for sure.
100%. And then getting eliminated during Jay's theme.
Yeah.
Then getting eliminated
On the
during
topic of Lesnar, I don't know if that was supposed
We
to
needed
happen or
Brock
not.
Cam. We needed Brock Cam at that moment.
Yeah, where's the Brock cam,
Where
man?
was the? Oh man, that was. I don't know if that was just a mess up on the
Timing?
camera people's stuff. I don't know if it was a timing issue, what the case, but it was insane that by the time we tuned in, he got eliminated. Like, we had to see later how it happened. I was like, to Brock Lesnar of all people.
Yeah, exactly. That it would have been different if you do it to La Parka, but this is Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, like Brock, like presentation wise, like, that's an important thing you don't want to miss on the viewer part. You
think about like AJ Styles' debut, did the exact same thing, focusing on Roman's face instead of looking at the entranceway with AJ Styles debuting. Like, it's
Right.
kind of their thing during the Rumble to mess up the camera shots. But
I thought both sides of the Rumble, men's and women's. I know that a lot of people online have the opposite opinion of me. I really did enjoy the Rumble on both the men's and the women's side. I thought they were both showcased a lot of young talent. Was able to bring in these new guys and new girls that are absolutely phenomenal athletes and the future of the business that we love so much. And I feel like a lot of those people that didn't like the Rumble was because there was no Jericho and no, surprise entrance or this and that Roman winning again. Like,
I mean,
I just feel like a lot of those people thought that.
It might have been better if Tatanka showed up one more time,
I thought they were incredible matches. I thought they showcased the new talent very, very well. And also, gave flowers to mostly the older generation of wrestlers as well outside of Brock, which that sucks. But on this whole thing of the Rumble, we do have two other matches. And that one being the bathroom break, Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. It was...
I did, like...
It happened... And it happened the way it was supposed to happen.
I feel bad as a fan that, like, I was like, oh yeah, I guess I could take my dog out to use the bathroom. Like,
you'll learn this about me, viewers. You'll learn this about me. I love Drew McIntyre. Yeah. I feel like Drew McIntyre is a phenomenal athlete. He's one of the best looking guys on the roster in the ring and in his physique. There is nothing that Drew does that I don't love outside of just crying a lot. But now he's champion and he doesn't have to do that. So I do really feel like the way that they built his character over the last, since he won his title back in 2020 has just been a great evolution of the character. And, him losing that title a couple, less than 5 minutes after he won it before, that just added fuel to the fire. And I absolutely love Drew McIntyre.
Stadium. And then before that, winning it at an empty stadium, like, that is... Like, he deserves an actual public reign, especially given
he does,
journey,
and he's a great champion.
Especially given his journey in the business.
There should not have been a moment where it looked like Sami Zayn was going to beat him. Like, there shouldn't have been a moment.
There shouldn't have been.
I think
he's never even lost it. He's never lost to Sami Zayn one time.
Like, I am not a big Sami Zayn guy. He just doesn't do it for me. He's fine. I get why people like him. Not my kind of guy. So I was real
Yeah.
happy to see him lose to Drew.
No, I'm with you there, man. I've grown extremely tired of the underdog story. He's been the underdog for how many years at this point? At a point, he's no longer an underdog anymore. Your camera's upside down.
Yeah.
He's no longer an underdog at this point, and that story has grown so stale to me. And I do believe that is the popular opinion. The only people that really care about Sami Zayn are people in Canada and people in Saudi Arabia.
I feel that's a little too general.
Yeah. Sorry.
It was a little too general.
That's a little bit too. A little bit too general.
I feel like what it is just like the underdog story is great if there's going to be a payoff or if there's going to be heartbreak. They're just dragging it on and on and on. And I love his ability in the ring. He's great. He is one of the people I feel like has like one of the best like presentations of a comeback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He gets that fighting spirit and he just goes and he's like, yeah, and like he can make you buy into it.
He's got a comeback mechanic.
But writing like if you look at the story though, it's like he's almost being presented as a glorified loser. And then like the thing is the people he beats along the way are the people who could benefit from a win more than he can at this point.
The best version of Sami Zayn was Sami Uso.
Agreed.
Okay, hold on. At least in WWE, in my opinion, that is when I liked him the most.
I mean, like I remember watching Sami Zayn like in NXT, and
the Sami Zayn KO in NXT was kind of great.
That's why I had to specify. That's why I had to specify WWE Sami Zayn. That is my favorite version of him.
I would say that like the biggest thing is Sami Uso is paying the price for what the bookers don't know how to do. A lot of people started turning really sour, at least like the people I talked to about wrestling, started turning really sour after he beat Karrion Kross twice.
Yeah.
It literally roles reversed. Karrion Kross wins that rivalry and goes on, and then he's battling Drew. That's a match I would have wanted to see, but like...
Agreed.
But
Sami Zayn, in case anyone ever wants to use my words against him, Sami Zayn is a great, phenomenal wrestler. Phenomenal. Consummate professional, but something has to happen soon. Something has to happen soon. Either give him that win or don't.
And like he's a fantastic mid-card guy. He's a top-tier mid-card guy.
Yeah, and he somehow finds his way to the top every time.
He could definitely be like the guardsman, like he can be the gatekeeper. Be the standard. Like, hey, if you can beat Sami Zayn, you can get to the world title picture. Yeah,
and I think it would be important to have a mid-title belt on him, and have him hold it for a long time. And be that gatekeeper, like you said. It does make a lot of sense to do that. But
he did have recent U.S. title reign.
Title with the Open Challenge.
Yes,
he also had, and he also beat the longest Intercontinental champion of all time.
Yes, he did. And I do believe that when he beat Gunther, I do think that was a very pivotal point for Sami Zayn in his career. But it really was to just kind of propel Gunther. Like, that's what it was. It wasn't to propel Sami. It was to propel Gunther.
I mean, yeah, to get the title off of him so he can be world champion. But, like, again, all I'm going to say about Sami is, like, no, give him the big win or just don't. We're spending too much time on this.
Yeah. Agreed.
And back to the ring general, the sadness of the night. Phenomenal.
The worst part about the AJ Styles match was we were watching the retirement tour all along, and it was right in front of our face, and we didn't even know.
If you pay attention to the reports,
sure. But if you're just watching the shows,
interviews,
yeah. But he said I'll retire in 2026. No one expects January 2026.
But it does make sense though. It was his PLE that he came in and introduction to the company and also his exit to the company. So it was kind of poetic in that
10
way.
Years, 10 years in.
We saw
10
the
years
with Finn and Shinsuke even close to the end. But even before that
Shinsuke match was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Better than the last time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Better than just freaking nut shot after nut shot.
Yeah, it's like we were witnessing it the whole time and we didn't know it. But like today, we did realize he's still not moved to the alum section. He is still listed as an active member of the roster. Just saying.
Time will tell.
And I do believe that he will go back to TNA.
I think so too.
I really do hope. That is my hope. and that, he shows up there and he does his thing there for a little while. I do think ultimately he will retire from wrestling completely this year, but I would like to go see, a last, maybe 4 months or so of AJ Styles in TNA just to get a little hit of nostalgia. But I mean, it is over for AJ Styles, and that's really hard to say. Being an AJ Styles fan, he's the phenomenal one. Like, he is one of the greats in the industry, and it was sad to see him go out the way that he did. But we talked about it earlier. Gunta is the career killer. Like,
he's gonna choke you out.
That is his moniker. He's gonna choke you out. He's gonna make you tap like a
or just pass out. You're either tapping or passing. It was I knew going in, I was like, there's no way they've built this career killer to have him lose to AJ to another PLE later. There's no way.
Right.
After retiring John Cena.
Yeah.
They have AJ go over here. The writing was on the wall, and I wasn't ready for it, and it happened. And
the only way that match could have finished in AJ Styles not retiring would have been a DQ,
and that would have ruined. That kind of would have soured the whole match.
It would have ruined the reputation of the career killer. It would have, not done anything for either of them. So it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I do think that the right decision obviously was to put Gunta over because, he is the future of this business. He is the present of this business. He is the past of this business. Like, he is the guy, and he will be the guy for a long time. Even if he doesn't have a title on him, he's still a draw.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I liked the Rumble. I thought it was fine. Wasn't the greatest, wasn't the worst. It was just a fine.
Like I said before, the good storylines come out of the Rumble. Pushing those new NXT stars coming up. It did a lot of good for the future of the business, and I think that that's a great place to be as a wrestling fan and as a WWE fan. And now, obviously, we know who's going after who with that PLE. Mm-hmm. Now we have the next one coming up here at the end of this month, Elimination Chamber. So We've seen a couple of the qualifying matches already. We know for a fact in the men's side of things, we have Randy, LA Knight, and Cody so far. And Randy, defeated Solo and Aleister Black. Seems like a pretty foregone conclusion on that one. I mean, really the only other one that I would have saw doing anything in that match would have been Solo. But I just don't think that there was a point to put Solo in it right now.
Especially putting him over Randy.
Yeah, especially putting him over Randy. I couldn't see that happening.
I'm disappointed LA Knight won. I'm an LA Knight hater. I don't get it. I don't get
Ridiculous.
I don't get the love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, he was against Penta in theory. I didn't see Penta go into Elimination Chamber. Theory maybe. No,
I could have seen it. I could have seen any of them.
Penta.
I could see any of them actually.
Not in theory. That match. Not with those three together. I saw Penta LA Knight in theory. I don't know.
It might be because I'm a theory enjoyer. I also be popping bottles with sparklers and champagne, and I agree. I wouldn't have disliked that choice at all. I would not have disliked Penta being there. I personally feel like Penta should be world champion. That's me though. To some people, that's kind of preposterous, but to me, I think that is a great way to again showcase luchador wrestling, like lucha libre.
And obviously, I spoke earlier in the pod about who my favorite female wrestler was, is Chelsea Green. So obviously, I am also a Penta fan. I love Penta. I think that he's phenomenal. I think that he's a great luchador in the business. And I could have saw him going over LA Knight, especially how much seemingly Triple H hates LA Knight for whatever reason.
He messed up a match a couple months ago.
So I could have seen that, but I do like the idea of LA Knight being in the Elimination Chamber. Obviously he's over with the crowd. He's been over with the crowd for years at this point. So it makes a lot of sense for him to be here. And I mean, I don't know what you guys thought was going to happen between Sammy, Jacob, and Cody, but
I was hoping anything but Sammy. I was
thinking for some reason that Drew was going to get involved with both Cody and Fatu to have Sammy over. I was so scared of that happening, and I'm glad it didn't. I would have put Fatu just because I'd rather watch Jacob in the Elimination Chamber than I'd rather watch Cody, because Jacob does things Cody could not do in the Elimination Chamber.
Really? During Black History Month? Really? That's how you feel?
I'm gonna disrespect Raheem.
You're really gonna disrespect Raheem like that?
I am gonna disrespect Raheem. He's definitely going to WrestleMania, and I think his event should be one of the top matches of the night.
So,
But like I touched on earlier,
Cody Rhodes.
like I touched on earlier, I do think that Cody over the past few years have been synonymous with WrestleMania. I mean, you know, obviously we know the history that Cody has with WrestleMania.
Undesirable to undeniable.
Exactly. There's no reason to not have him at least have the opportunity to go, especially after he got kind of screwed out of the Rumble with Drew McIntyre claymoring him and eliminating him, right? So you have to find some way to put a draw into the running. Like, he just has to be there in some way.
Do you think the Cody fatigue is starting to hit the same?
No,
That's
I don't know,
that's
because
the same
I feel like
fatigue?
a lot of people are starting to feel bad for Cody because of the way that he's, you know, he obviously got screwed out of Elimination Chamber. Or not Elimination Chamber, I'm sorry. Out of, you know, that match with him and Jacob. So, and obviously, you know, Drew McIntyre, my GOAT. But he kind of got screwed. So it's like, you know, at what point do you keep Cody as a face, or do you turn him to a heel? I obviously know that he does not want to do that, but you know what John Cena said, what's best for business, right?
Mm-hmm. I think already, just looking at the three guys already in Elimination Chamber, one of two things has to happen. Either Randy becomes a bad guy on Cody, or Cody becomes a bad guy on Randy. We've been teasing this match for so long, and I don't think the match will hit the same if they're both good guys. It won't hit the same. One of them needs to be a bad guy, preferably Cody, because we haven't seen that in this iteration of WWE. We've seen Randy.
Ooh, Randy.
And
At this
Randy's just
stage
the
of his
greatest
career.
heel.
That's the hard part about it, because people just love Randy Orton so much.
No matter what he does, they'll cheer for him.
Yeah, that is true.
And at least Cody gets online hate, not so much in arena hate. Randy gets love all over.
Kids love Cody.
Kids love Cody.
Exactly.
So
He's
we'll
a
never
draw.
And those
He's been
are
a
the
draw
most
for
important
years.
Fans. Those are the most important fans, the kids.
Yeah.
Because then they're lifelong WWE fans.
Exactly.
And again, you want people to enjoy the show so their families can bring them to you.
I do think it was the right decision on all three of those matches that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
I do want to touch on the upcoming ones that we know that are confirmed, and that is Gunther versus Dom versus Javon Evans, and that's going to happen on Raw this week, which I think that's going to be a great match. I mean, you have some of the, you know, best, you have one of the best young stars in Javon Evans, you have the ring general, and then you have the greatest luchador of all time, all in the same ring.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough one. I do think Gunther's going to pull it out. There's no way he doesn't, in my opinion.
I want Dom to win because, again, that's my favorite right now. And if he were to win, it would have to be Shenanigans, but I like Shenanigans. Javon's just in this match to have a good time. So already imagine Dom going for a splash and getting caught by Javon Evans. Like, it's going to happen. Gunther's going to be on the ground. It's going to happen. I'm calling the spot.
If I could put my little booking hat on for a second, my little fancy booking hat on for a second, and touch on what we talked about earlier. What if Gunther gets screwed? What if AJ Styles shows up and costs everything? I mean, he's not been moved to the alum section yet. I mean, like, me personally, I know that he's been retired, but, you know, like in storyline at least, but, like, what if he makes an appearance and costs Gunther? What if he's just sitting front row?
Yeah.
Well, remember that AJ Styles, he would show up, like, remember he showed up as, like, the janitor and, like, all this other stuff.
Great.
You know what I mean?
Great time.
It is entirely possible that could happen, and I honestly did not think about that, and I think that would be a crazy call if you were able to call that.
Hey, look.
Or he just comes out and he's the referee.
Just cash at me $5.
I mean, that's
if that
happened too.
happens. Just cash at me $5.
All right. You got my word on that one. That would be insane if that happened.
Like, but that is going to be a great match on Monday. This upcoming Monday.
So with that, who do you think is going to win, though, Geronimo? Who do you think is going to win? If it's not Gunther, who is it? Dom?
Nah, man. Dom's got too much on his plate. Man, I mean, he's IC champion. He's AAA Mega
AAA?
champion. He's Dos Campeón, man. Like,
So we think it's Javon Evans.
I mean, can you imagine how exciting that match would be in an Elimination Chamber? I mean, you were just talking about the Rio spot.
Yeah.
The from the heavens, Javon Evans, man.
And he'd be jumping off the top of the pods, like, you know it.
I mean, like, we all need that RVD, John Morrison wild card, you know, every now and then. And I think that would be perfect. Like, I think if they're able to make it make sense, Javon Evans would be a great,
that'd be awesome.
Great addition. But I mean, like, my heart says that you can never count out the ring general.
AJ tries to screw him. It might not matter.
All right, and the next upcoming match that we know is going to be on SmackDown later this week, and it is Carmelo Hayes versus Damian Priest and the Lemon Pepper Steppers, Trick Willie.
Ooh, that's Trick.
I think it's obvious Trick's going over on this one. It's either, there's no way Priest, especially with his interaction with Drew McIntyre the other day, made him look weak. And Carmelo's got his own shit going on with the U.S. title open challenge. I think Trick is the clear choice. He's
exudes charisma. Exudes charisma. Like, he sweats charisma.
Yeah, one of the best young stars in the business. I don't think there's any other consensus besides Trick Williams winning this match. It doesn't make much sense. So that's all we know for the men's side of things. So now on to the women's side of things. So who we already have so far is we had Tiffany going over against Lash and Chelsea Green, which, I mean, you know, like I said earlier, man, I love me some Chelsea Green, but I do understand. I do understand why it was Tiffy time.
Yeah, and, you know, unfortunately, she also got injured. So at least we didn't have her win and then have to forfeit her eligibility and then just give one of the two women you would have to have them have another match to see who gets that.
Yeah, and it wouldn't make sense.
So unfortunate injury. Unfortunately, I don't know how long she's out for. That sucks. But Tiffy probably should have won this one. She's got a little, at this point, bigger star power than Lash.
And she just came back too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's just better to reintroduce her to the scene. But you have Lash Legend out there, like, you know, like, hey, you had her in the match. You know, and that's good for Lash Legend at this point.
And I mean, you showcased her twice on two of the biggest PLEs leading up to WrestleMania. I think it's a really good step forward for Lash, and I think that will continue to happen. You know, this time next year, we're probably talking about Lash, you know, winning that Rumble or being, you know, winning Elimination Chambers. I can 100% see that. I do think that it's good because, you know, she's a little new to the business, and obviously, you know, that's not always the case where they won't just put somebody over because they're new. I mean, it's happened before, it'll happen again, but I do understand that they want to take their time with Lash, and she's a huge star, and I think she's going to be a huge star going forward. But it did make a lot of sense that Tiffany wins that.
Nothing else to add. Yeah, it just makes sense.
Yeah. Just makes sense. And then our next one, we had Rhea defeating Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile. You know, I know how you might have felt about that one, Geronimo, with Ivy Nile.
If I see Ivy Nile, I always hold out hope. I always will.
I think she has the makings to be a good mid-card champ.
She does, and I feel like she could be more, but it's just, I think that American Made is just, it's running its course, you know? And, like, it doesn't really have much of a presence in the women's scene, but I just feel like in a way, it's just like, man, it's just, I wish it could be her, but it's just when you have her go against people like Rhea, like, what do you expect? Like, what can you expect? Rhea makes money, you know, and there's a reason why Rhea makes money, you know, and it would have been a great match with Ivy Nile, but it was still going to be a great match with Rhea Ripley, especially, you know, that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, Rhea is one of the best in the business. She's box office. She's the most dominant woman on the roster at this point. So you see her in this match, especially against Lyra and Ivy. It was no doubt, unfortunately.
And I love all three of those women, and I think they're all great in their own right. But, you know, it's Mommy. Yeah, she's on top, baby. Mommy's on top. Yeah, and then, you know, the kind of the worst one that there was, so far at least, was Alexa Bliss and Julia and Selena Vega.
That was another one that was a clear, obvious winner.
You know, we saw Alexa Bliss win. It made sense in my head. You know, I mean, Julia, she's been fine. You know, U.S. champ. But Zelina Vega, you know, that I'm just not a huge fan of her, man. I just don't really care too much about Zelina Vega. But what are your guys' thoughts on that one?
I mean, it's only natural to assume if you see Alexa Bliss in a matchup, like if they're looking at ratings, people are gonna want to see Alexa Bliss. She still gets reactions. She was gone for a really long time, and no one forgot her. It seemed like, and that proves, like her connection to the fans. Like I feel like it's very rare you get a wrestler that has a strong connection with the fans, like Alexa Bliss, like almost like the connection that Ray has. Like no matter how long he's out of that ring, as soon as you see him, they're going to expect people to pop for you. That's just and that's how Alexa Bliss has it. And again, great way to sell the show. When you got Julia in there, I mean, like I think someone had to remind me that Julia was on her second reign. It's not the same without our Commander-in-Chief, Chelsea Green, being U.S. champion. And it's just, I mean, who thought Zelina was coming out of that?
No.
Like you didn't fool
Nobody.
me, Triple H. You didn't.
Oh,
You might
yeah,
have fooled
Paul.
our truth, but you're not fooling me.
What are you doing, Paul?
Come on, Paul.
Julia's just got no chemistry with the fans at this point right now. That's really what it is. It's just she's putting on fine matches, but she's just not
Phenomenal wrestler. Phenomenal. Great talent.
No one's connecting with her. And I'm agreeing with you, Devin. I'm just not a huge Zelina Vega guy myself.
And the whole Aleister Black thing with her, I know they're married or whatever, but like, huh?
I like her as a manager, as a sidekick. Like,
Yeah, sure.
But I don't want
Not a good in-ring talent, man. It's not for me. It is what it is. Like, we knew Alexa Bliss was going to win this one. It just made too much sense to put her into Elimination Chamber. And that's all we know so far for, the matches that have happened. But we do have one more upcoming on Raw tomorrow, and that is Bayley against Asuka versus Natty.
This one I don't think it is a clear, obvious winner. Any one of these three.
It's a hard one. Yeah.
You have Asuka, and I mean, like, there has been a little bit of turmoil between her and Kairi Sane.
She's borderline abusive.
Borderline abusive.
Borderline. I think we've stepped over that line. like the line. Kairi.
She is a scary. It's uncomfortable a little bit.
But then we also have the very recent debut of introduction to Natty. And like she's a dog, and she's probably gonna stretch out Becky. She's probably
Bayley.
Not Bayley. Bayley. She's probably gonna stretch like she's probably gonna put a hurting on Bayley. And I think that's where Asuka takes advantage of the match.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I do hate that because, man, I love me some Bayley, man. That elbow drop is perfection. But I just don't see any way that Bayley ends up winning this match. I do think she's gonna make Asuka and Natty look really, really good because that's what she's so good at, is putting people over. And I just think it's gonna be a phenomenal match overall. Like I don't know who's gonna win this match. It's gonna be a very difficult, for me to guess who's going to win this match.
I love all three of them.
All
three of them are phenomenal. And, all three of them do have a good connection with the fans, I feel like. Mm-hmm. Especially, people are seeing it, WWE's taking Natalya way more serious now. Which, I feel like it's criminal.
Good.
I feel like Natalya should have been the longest reigning women's champion at one point or another. Or, I feel like Natalya should have been at least a 10-time women's champion, that's how high
I can agree with that.
I am on Natalya. But I am very excited to see how that match goes. I'm hoping that it does go Natalya's way. But, I mean, also, big fan of Asuka, big fan of Bayley. I can't complain. I can't complain. We're eating with this one.
Yeah, facts.
Thank you, Triple H. As many fuck yous as Triple H gets, this was a thank you.
I think this will be a solid match. I have a hard time thinking it'll be better than the Gunther Dom Javon match. But I think it's going to be right up there. I think it's going to be another fantastic match. I think Asuka's pulling this one out. I do. But any one of them can win it and make sense.
Agreed. I do think any of these women winning, puts them in Elimination Chamber, and I think it's going to make the match better regardless of who wins.
And like you said, Elimination Chamber will, the match itself, each one of these women brings something to the Elimination Chamber. Natty will be able to just do some suplex and take you down onto the steel around. Asuka just fling you all over the place into the steel. It'll be a great match with any one of them in there.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So we know that there's 5 matches that have been confirmed so far for the men and 4 for the women. We still need to find out, 2 of the Raw representatives and 1 SmackDown representative, which I believe that we'll probably see those Raw representatives be introduced on the weekly, since there's only 2 more Raws counting tomorrow before Elimination Chamber. So I think either way, I don't really have a guess to who those qualifier matches are going to be, but I think either way we're going to have somebody come in that's going to shake up the match in a way that is going to make this Elimination Chamber going to be great. But at the end of this, I do want to ask you guys, what are the WrestleMania matches that you want to see this year?
I think
You thinking?
I think that if we're able to swing it, I think it would be great to have Dom and Ray go against each other again. And this time for either the Intercontinental or the AAA Mega Campeon title.
The Mega Champion.
I think that'd be a great match.
Yeah. I would love
That
to see
would
the
be
Mega
good.
Championship put on the line, because I think if I recall correctly, Ray's never won that,
He's never won that. That's what makes Dom the greatest Mysterio.
and the king of the luchadors.
Yeah, I think that's a great match. My personal would be El Grande Alto versus the original El Grande Americano, mask for mask, to see who is under the mask of either one. It will be a story of the ages. We have this imposter in the original El Grande Americano.
It might be R-Truth.
It could be we've never seen have we seen the two together?
I don't think so. I don't think we
No.
have seen R-Truth and El Grande Americano together.
It could be anyone under that mask.
But I mean, there's a chance that they have probably been seen together before. I mean, like, R-Truth was hanging out with Tupac at one point. So, I mean...
True.
Yeah, I mean, but we've seen, we know who it's not, and you know who it's not, and either of these gentlemen. It's not Ludwig Kaiser, and it's not Chad Gable. We've seen photos of both of these men together with El Grande Americano. Like, we know it's not them. So, I don't know who it is. I don't know either, man. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It might be Vince.
But, Vince. My fantasy booking at WrestleMania we already touched on earlier, and that's Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. That is a battle of titans. It would be just, for a lack of a better term, just meat on meat, just a absolute banger of a match. I don't know how that would end. I would love to see Oba go over on that.
Oba doesn't have a title. He should be safe.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
It's Vince's wet dream.
And I don't think Oba's gonna have a title at that point, but you never know. But I do think that would be, one of my fantasy bookings for WrestleMania. I think on the biggest stage, representing, the time shift between Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi, kind of, being the same guy, like being brought up the same way. Obviously, there will never be another Brock Lesnar, but if we're gonna get anywhere close, it's Oba Femi. So, just having them being built the same way with, Oba Femi just absolutely decimating the Viking Raiders and Kit Wilson. Kit Wilson, the greatest Titantron in wrestling, by the way.
Easily.
Yeah, like right next to Logan Paul's. Bring back the
Right
art
next
of
to
the Titantron. Bring back the art of the Titantron, please.
Yeah, man. I love me some Kit Wilson. But watching Oba Femi absolutely decimate Kit Wilson on that weekly was amazing.
On the Titantron. Put
it on the Titantron. Right. So yeah, that's my fantasy booking for WrestleMania. I think that would be a phenomenal match. Match of the night material, maybe, but I mean, there's going to be so many good matches at WrestleMania this year. It's going to be impossible to guess, who's going to be able to take up those spots on the card. And if we're going to go off of, Devin's storyline here, and we're going to get maybe, Randy and Cody at some point. And that would be an incredible match too, title or not.
And it wouldn't even be the main event. That's how great of a show it'll be.
Anyway, so I think that those are, all very, very good and possible, especially the El Grande Americano match. I do think that these are all very possible matches that we see at WrestleMania. And I'm really excited to watch that here in the next few months. I do want to end it off just with your guys' one wrestling hot take that's going to just set the internet on fire.
I think I got an easy one. It might actually even be a cool take. The 6-sided ring in TNA is the best wrestling ring. It's not even a close question.
I think that's an extremely cool take. I think everybody loves it. I don't think the wrestlers like it. From what I've heard, it hurts way more.
Yeah.
It's visually the best. I love it. I love every single bit.
And what say you?
Say me. Not a big fan of Tiffy time.
I mean, that's a pretty hot take, man. Everybody loves Tiffany Stratton, bro.
I'm not a Tiffy guy.
It's time, dude.
Come on, man. It's been
Like,
time.
like she's great, just not for me. She's
Devin,
great.
finish
She's
this
great.
up.
Man, I mean, you guys already heard my hot take earlier, man. I
Shit,
can't
man,
stand.
shit.
Yeah, I can't stand Sami Zayn. I think that he's the most overutilized, underperforming superstar that I've ever seen, and I just can't stand him. I do think that he is great in the ring. That comeback mechanic that he has when he's like, gearing up to haluva kick somebody in the corner is awesome, but I mean, other than that, he doesn't really give me any substance in the ring. I just think that he needs to be a mid-carder.
Yeah, there's
I
nothing
can't see any other reason.
Like,
No, there's nothing wrong with the mid-card. No, absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with the mid-card. But I don't think that Sami Zayn needs to keep finding himself tied up in the main title picture. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate the booking.
Outside, I do like saying "Let's go" with his theme song.
Sure, yeah, he's got a great theme song, sure.
I think it's
But
one of the worst in wrestling.
really,
I don't like it at
That's
all.
hot. That's a hot ass.
that is kind of a hot take. That's low-key kind of a hot take. That's like if you would have said that Kit Wilson's theme is mid.
You couldn't say that.
I don't know,
Kit
you might as
Wilson's-
well now.
Kit Wilson's our modern day Shawn Michaels. That's not going to get pushed like that.
Yeah. Kit Wilson is what Shawn Michaels would be like today.
Right, yeah. And that's so sad to say because, like, he's one of the greats. He is absolutely one of the greats. Shawn Michaels is one of those guys that will forever live in WWE history. And the fact that we have a guy that's, not on that same level, of course, but
But character-wise.
character-wise, being that same kind of guy, flamboyant, really into and, not really being that big WWE kind of guy like Obafemi or like Randy Orton. Like, he's not going to get a push, and I think that that's sad, but it's not today's WWE style.
Hey, we saw Jey Uso get a World Heavyweight Championship. Anything's
Sure,
possible.
but that's because he's a family member of Roman Reigns, and he has the Samoan stat boost. Plus 10 to all stats, including being over for zero reason.
Hey, if you had like him, you'd probably do it the same.
Sure, yeah. I mean, if I had Rikishi in my corner bitching every time that I lost. Thanks, guys, for watching. This has been the first episode of Botch This Pod, and we look forward to spending a lot more time with you. Thanks.
Have a good one, guys.
Adios, amigos.